You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good game, Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AFTERBUZZ TV for Modern Family. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Modern Family news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AFTERBUZZ TV for Modern Family.
Oh, hello, everyone out there on podcast land and on the internet. I am Mario Hernandez, and this is the AFTERBUZZ TV podcast for Modern Family, the first one of 2012. And with me on the line is my new partner in crime, Ruba Wilson. Ruba.
Yeah, what up?
How you doing?
I'm freaking amazing because I'm so stoked to talk about Modern Family.
Yeah,
2012.
Yeah, 2012. It's a new year, but you know what? The same old goodness keeps rolling on. It's very exciting. Now, where exactly are you? You're out and about, right?
Yes, I am out in LA driving around. I'm actually on the 5 freeway. So yeah,
there you go again. You said
traffic.
on again. You said on. We had a conversation earlier where I could have sworn you were from New York, and you're like, no, I was born in Pittsburgh, lived here my whole life, but I don't know. Somewhere along the line, you picked up on. Did you? I don't know. Did you watch a lot? Did you listen to a lot of? I don't know, New York hip hop, or where'd you get the on from?
You know what? Like I said, I'm from Pittsburgh, so I guess that's my little Pittsburgh twang in my voice, I guess. But no, I'm not a big hip hop head. I kind of wish I was. Like, I think, when I listen to like rap music, it makes me feel like I'm super like invincible and hard. But no, not at all. I didn't get
not
any of that
soft.
influence.
You listen to it and you're not soft. You're hard, right?
No, I'm super hard.
Super hard. Okay, that's all. We were just getting to know each other earlier, and I was like, oh man, this dude's from New York. But now you just got drop in words every now and then, like on. You said that you're on the 5.
Not even. I totally wish I was from New York, though. That would be pretty epic.
Oh, well, we're glad to have you. Regardless, here's the thing. If I feel sorry for you if you are not in Southern California right now, because the temperature finally dropped a little bit today. It was mid-70s, but it hit 80 degrees the last 2 days, and it is. We're in the first week of January.
It feels amazing. Like, honestly, if I woke up and just didn't know what day or year or whatever we were in, I would totally think that it was like spring, maybe summertime, early summer. Like it's totally not winter here in LA. It's
not
really
at all.
Weird.
Not at all. It's pretty wonderful. I mean, when you have the option to go to the beach or go to the park or just go about your day and just wear a t-shirt all day or short sleeve, man. I know the rest of the country is actually not getting it that bad, but they're not getting 80 degrees.
I totally feel you. Yeah, I think I wore a heavy jacket probably once this year, and that's about it.
I carry one with me when I go out at night just in case, but I still haven't found. Maybe if you're out by the water, but the reality is right now. I mean, we've got. You're right. It's springtime weather, even summer weather for some places of the country. But this is unreal. So if you're listening,
I can totally wear shorts today if I wanted to.
Yeah. No, all week it's been like that. So if you're not down here, get down here because this is definitely where it's at.
It's the place to be. Holla.
So Ruba, I hear you also do the was it Project Runway? No.
Yes, I did Project Runway yesterday, the recap show. That was another flipping amazing show. I had so much fun.
Okay, I haven't been watching it this season, so I might have to catch up just so we could have a little cross chatter across the different shows.
Yeah, right. Well, we're not that far into the season. It's only the first episode.
Oh, it's only the first episode. Okay, well maybe I'll watch that. Maybe I'll get into it so that we can have some common ground. But
yeah, add that to your schedule. Your schedule on TiVo. you need it in your life.
Okay, you got it. You got it, man. Modern Family. You know, they took some weeks off, but now they're back. What'd you think of this week's show? This week's episode is called Lifetime Supply. And,
Lifetime Supply, dude. Modern Family, it honestly cannot get any more insane. Like, honestly, I don't watch a lot of scripted television because I just feel like it's just not connected to the audience anymore. Like,
Right.
It's kind of extra 90s. But I love the fact that Modern Family gave you that reality kind of feel with the whole commentary, and then you go back into the scene, commentary back in the scene. Like, I just love how real it is. And, yeah, the show just can't get any better. And today's episode was, not today's episode, but Wednesday's episode was great as well. So.
Yeah, no, they had a lot of really good things going on. You know, the core of the show, the performers, you know, and they're starting to really get comfortable with their roles. You know, this is literally the midpoint of the third season. And there's a comfort not only of the performers in their roles, but also with each other, you know. They're just really, you could just tell that they got a good flow going on set, and that they're really kind of into the material, and that counts for a lot, you know. That means that it comes across.
No, for sure. Wait a minute, hold on. What is the name? The Hispanic girl. What is her name? I'm terrible with names.
Sofia Vergara.
Sophia. Oh my gosh, she is like my Latin Chiquita Banana. I love her.
She's amazing.
So amazing.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, she makes the show for me. Like, the moment she came in for her very first scene, that I saw, I was in love. She's amazing.
I think
I love her, like, Mexican little, like, heritage stories that she tells her husband.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. No, she's. I think she's Colombian also in the show. She's Colombian in real life. She just You're right. You know, every time. Unfortunately, Hollywood and entertainment, of course, has this kind of, you know, they have Hispanic and Latino stereotypes, and they've been able to take what is just basically a smidgen of a stereotype, which is this idea of the fiery, you know, hysterical Latina, but really give her some depth and some color. You know, you're right. When she's talking about, you know, these dreams, these omens, these kind of old wives' tales that she's bringing from the old world, she does it with such a charming, you know, in such a charming way that it's not, you never feel like, oh, okay, it's a bunch of people sitting around being like, what voodoo will we have her, you know, believe? It comes from a real place, and it serves the story well. You know, the black mouse, you know, it's like,
oh my God, wait a minute. She was like, wait a minute. Her husband was saying, oh my God, this mouse keeps sticking. I can't do anything. I'm just off an email. She's like, oh my gosh. This reminds me of the story about this black mouse that I had, and you dream about black mouse. And he's like, okay, I can really care less about this black mouse. I had dreams about freaking purple elephants. Like, I just love her. I'm sorry. She's amazing to me.
Yeah, no, she's great. And the way they were able to kind of, you know, just really take that storyline and really then, you know, tie it into Phil, who, you know, may or may not be dying. And just, it's a really simple, and that's what the show does. The show just keeps it simple, you know, no crazy convoluted plot lines, no crazy, just really simple, right? It's a modern family with modern problems. You know, we got one guy who might be sick, another guy, you know, Manny got taken out by his father, you know, who, I tell you what, and Benjamin Bratt, what can you say about Benjamin Bratt, having him come out? You know, I just saw a movie with him in it called Thumbsucker, where he plays just a very small role. He actually kind of plays the role that he did on Modern Family, where he plays this star, this television star. So he's very kind of, you know, very put together and very, you know, cool and very, and he has a meltdown, and I'm not going to say what it is for people that have seen it or haven't seen it. Check it out, Thumbsucker. He has a really hysterical scene in that movie, but he's a great performer. So it's nice to see him. But again, they didn't, you know, we went beyond the stereotype, right? We could have done the bad father, right? He could have been a jerk, and he and Jay could have been fighting, and instead we just, you know, we're never even really sure why he and Gloria aren't together. Like we didn't bother with that. We just assumed, you know, it doesn't work out. They're not together. This is what the story is. And rather than make him this, you know, caricature of a bad father, he's just, you know, he's a little intuitive, and he believes, you know, he can see into the horse's eyes, which, you know, you could imagine that, you know, that's probably what the attraction was between him and Black Mouse Gloria, you know, that they had this kind of weird connection of animals or whatever. I don't know.
I love how they all tied all that craziness in together, and it just revealed what was the craziness that was going on.
Yeah, to tie it in that third act, when which is just one big scene at the end, with everyone at the bottom of the stairs and the phone calls and the this, the that, they do that so well. They take the 3 plot lines and they tie them together each and every time so beautifully. It's really fun to watch that show. You're right. It's almost it makes other shows look bad by comparison. You almost don't want to watch other shows because it's
exactly like, honestly, I could tell you that I literally probably watched one other scripted television show, and that's it. And Modern Family kind of beats out that other scripted television show that I watched. So, you can't get any better than that.
Yeah, it's they're hitting their stride. They really are. They're they know where they want to go and how they want it to come across. The characters,
exactly.
You take Phil, again, going back, who has the very first scene where he's in the doctor's office, right? And that's
feeling his arm.
Right. And he tells him, in this economy, you keep getting, and the doctor says, bend over. And he's like, yeah, well, it's pretty bad.
Exactly.
He's like, no, I need you to bend over. No, drop your pants and bend over. That's a joke. It's a joke that we've seen a million times, right? It was in Fletch. It's been in like, every show has the doctor scene. And, they made it funny, and they made it kind of the jumping off point for this, really horrific news.
You know what I thought was really funny was the fact that right after Phil was in the doctor's office and he told him to bend over and whatnot, the next scene was the gay couple. I just thought that was kind of funny. The fact that literally the next cut was them, and yeah.
Right, as he's bent over.
Don't
we're back.
Judge me.
Yeah. No, but again, and again, that's the we don't, we go into new territory, and here's just, we've talked about this before on previous episodes, how, it's a sign of the times now where we see like the gay couple, doesn't have to, it doesn't have to be a gay issue. Not everything about them, but not every fight between them is a gay fight. In this one, it's just a simple kind of, Mitchell gets an award, and Cam is upset by that, and he feels threatened, and then they get into the whole kind of pissing contest with the trophies and the fishing and the linchpin, of course, with Alex, the niece who kind of comes in. Remember what did she say when she's
She was like, honestly, during her commentary, she was like, well, I really didn't want to like burst her bubble, but trust me, if I would have gotten she said I wouldn't have gotten out of bed for a reward like that. Basically saying that she's gotten so many like amazingly huge trophies, and they're making a big deal out of nothing, and they put up one tiny little trophy on their mantle, and she thought that was pretty pathetic, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, for her, for the overachiever, that's a tiny little trophy. I would never get out of bed for a trophy that size. Yeah, yeah. No, so that's everybody got to play. Kind of the forgotten kind of storyline was this little one with Luke, who's Phil and Claire's son, playing with the old man, played by Philip Baker Hall, who's a great character actor. I mean, he's been in so much stuff. He was in Boogie Nights, and he was in
legendary.
Just a legendary character actor. And once again, they could have gone down the route of the old Dottie, man, who could have said, crazy things, or, who swears, or who raps, or, you see all these. It's usually, unfortunately, old women that they have doing this. But with old men, too, old man, what? He can't hear, and he's crazy, and he says crazy things. Instead, he plays video games with Luke, and he was in a war, and he's, give him hell, Klaus, and all that. But he was there just to provide just enough kind of comedic when they're sitting there, and Phil says, "I love you," and Philip Baker Hall says, "I hope he's talking to you." I hope he's talking to the kid.
This is comedic timing is genius.
Yeah, he's a solid comedic actor. He's definitely I hope to see more of him. I suspect that they're going to drop him in a couple of.
I'm sure he's going to definitely have a recurring role for sure.
That would be great, because they could take him all over town. That guy, he could just be all over the place.
Exactly.
Let's see. What were some of the things that struck you that you really liked? from the show? What about the when they go to the racetrack? You know, we get back to this idea of Jay being I don't want to say headstrong, but more I guess logical for lack of a better word. Whereas, you know, Javier playing the father, you know, is this kind of intuitive, you know, he relies on his emotions and how, you know, that whole dynamic, you know, because Jay is, you know, and you could argue that that's kind of what we're setting it up with the father and the stepfather dynamic. The father is an emotional man, is a passionate man who probably can't, you know, commit or can't be in a relationship with Gloria for whatever reason. Maybe the two of them are too emotional.
Exactly.
But Jay,
you know what's so funny,
what?
Mario?
What?
My phone, we totally lost each other for like 2.5 seconds.
Oh, is that what happened?
I bent over and dropped my phone, and you know.
Oh, that's all right. No, I was just saying. No, I was saying how the Benjamin Bratt as the father is kind of the more passionate. He's kind of the heart of the situation, and we could see why he probably couldn't have ended up with Gloria, because you got two, you know, crazy passionate people, and you know, I'm sure we can all think of somebody that's like, you know, a couple where the two of them are just crazy, you know, emotional.
Exactly. So that makes for great television.
That's true.
We want to see that. We want to see those two passionate people like pulling at this character.
Yeah, well, Desperate Housewives built, you know, an entire franchise out of that. You know, just like crazy, you know, crazy kind of soap opera-y. But you know, here comes Jay, and you know, played by the wonderful Ed O'Neill, who you know, he's kind of the intelligence and the, you know, he's showing Manny how to read like a racing form and how to really, you know, look at the numbers. And, you know, that's kind of I think kind of a commentary somewhat on that dynamic of the father, stepfather. It's like, you know, when you're young and irresponsible or whatever, you know, you can be passionate, but eventually if you want to grow up in the world, you know, you have to use your head. You have to really kind of examine things.
I just love their relationship, Ed O'Neill and his stepson, which is played by Rico. I totally love like you said, their relationship on the show. I think it's great. When I very first saw the show, I was like, "Yo, Ed Bundy, Al Bundy." Yo, oh my God, it was amazing. Yeah, no, he's able to really kind of, you know, go, you know, play it not serious, because I don't want to say serious. Obviously, he's playing it for comedy. But it's a very grounded role. It's you know, he's the rock upon which the whole family is built, you know? Exactly.
And what's interesting,
I honestly think that they couldn't have casted a better
person. No, he's perfectly cast. But it's so great because, you know, Manny, the little boy, Rico Rodriguez, is so, you know, he's emotional. He's a poet, right? He's, you know, the opening. Oh my God, the costume that he had in the first scene when he comes out dressed ready for golf. It's just,
I died for that scene.
Yeah, he's dressed like Matt Damon in Bagger Vance. You know, that's why he learned how to play golf, because he said anything that, you know, lets me wear this outfit, I'm in.
That's something I totally would have done that. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like,
that's you would start with the outfit and then work backwards.
Was amazing.
Yeah, no, he just, that alone, you know. So and then you know what? And then that was a joke, and then we didn't even have to go there. So like we didn't actually see them on the golf course, which we may have in the past. It was just like a quick joke, and then that's the launching off point, because he comes in and says, "Let's go to the races." So you know, you end up you know, in a much better place with a lot more, you know, fun stuff. There's the whole thing with the horse being disqualified after, you know, Jay puts down $300 on the horse, which is kind of funny, right? Because then they get into a pissing contest that's really only one person participating, and that's Ed O'Neill. You know, Benjamin Bratt is just like, I'm going to sit out this race because I don't like the way the horses look. And so, but Ed O'Neill doubles down. He's like, you know what? I'm going to make it, you know, instead of $50, make it $300. And
he would. He's like, no, I'm not gonna have a low blow. I'm gonna really go for it.
That's right.
Let's make it 300.
Let's make it 300. And he ends up winning for like a second, and then, you know, the horse gets disqualified, and that's a great thing. Great line. And, you know, and then he has the great line when they come back from commercial, which is, you know, I know I'm not his dad. Maybe I don't like the reminder. And, you know, I've taken to watching a lot of, obviously sitcoms and sketch shows. And one of the things that really helps an audience along is when you're able to just say what the character is feeling, right? We spend all this time talking around what it is. If the character can kind of in one sentence explain himself, then the audience goes, oh, okay. And then we get back to the comedy. So now he says, I just feel bad. But then he keeps doing it. Now we're like, okay, there's the justification. We get it.
Yeah, exactly.
What about,
gotta love it.
What was your holiday situation? Did you go anywhere? Did you see any of your family or were you...
My holiday situation, gotta love it. I was in New York.
Oh, okay.
I was in New York for the holidays. It was freaking cold.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a baby now since I'm so
oh yeah, you're used to it now.
The Cali weather.
Yep.
So yeah, New York, it was beautiful, but I could never live there. Sorry, people who live in New York, but it's a great place to visit. But I just couldn't live there because it's cold and it's really fast paced.
Well, I tell you what, it's about to get much worse. February is coming up. February in New York is a very trying time. But
yeah, that's what I heard. What's up with that?
Yeah, I lived there for 7 years. It's February is not only that, not only is it too cold to do much. But you end up turning on the people that you're inside with. You get a little cabin fever. You're cooped
I was
up.
gonna say, why is that? Why do you turn on the people?
No, you turn on each other because it's so cold and you're miserable and sometimes you're sick and it's just like
in the house. You're like, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, because you're trapped in the cockroaches and the rats and everybody's inside. So it's not
cockroaches and rats. And you know what? That's another reason why I'm good on New York. Like, I feel like there's more rats than there are people, and the rats are freaking the size of cats. So I'm good.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's.
But yeah, my holiday break was great. I had so much fun, and I just felt like due to the this economy that we're in, and it just kind of like helped you narrow down the finer things in life, such as like hanging out with your family and friends, and that's just basically kind of like what the highlight of my holiday break was, and just spending time with family and friends, and really living in the moment.
Now, do you have any crazy family members? Anybody that like you could see as be like this person should have a show?
Oh my gosh, who doesn't have any like crazy family members that like crazy aunt or uncle? I have tons of them. They're not like should be in like an insane asylum or anything like that, but they're hilarious. They're just too much to deal with. Like, I just would keep them only at home and that's it.
You wouldn't let them out. Well, maybe let them out every once in a while to run around and.
I would not have them out. They can go play in the backyard for a second and then come back in. But other than that, no, I'm good. But I have tons of crazy family members. But at the end of the day, you gotta love them.
Well, that's what makes it so great, right? Is you can't pick your family.
Yeah, they're just like a modern family, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're gonna go to commercial right here, and then when we come back, we're gonna do a couple of predictions, and we're gonna chat some more. So can you stay with us? Hang in there. All right, we'll be right back.
AfterBuzz TV. Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV. AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
And be sure to let us know what you want to buzz about. You can follow us on Twitter, AfterBuzz TV. You can also phone into the studio if we are indeed live and you happen to catch us. You can give us a call at, where's our phone number here? 424-256-1729. We are live right now on the West Coast. It's 5:43 local time, 7:43 on the East Coast. But you're probably listening to us on a podcast, so don't worry. But we do this every Friday at 4 o'clock, I believe, 4:30.
Yeah.
Local time. Yeah. So I'm looking at some gossip that's going around the web for some of our Modern Family
AfterBuzz TV News.
And they say we got nothing too earth shattering, but Jesse Tyler Ferguson, who plays Mitchell, who I guess is gay in real life here, because it says he and his boyfriend adopted a puppy, a Maltese Yorkie mix.
Shut up.
Yeah, he mentioned that on the Ellen show, and it's and he named the puppy Leaf after the character he portrayed in the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. I saw Jesse Tyler Ferguson in the Merchant of Venice 2 summers ago with Al Pacino, and he was pretty good. He's a great presence, great performer.
Oh, I love it. That's so cool. I think it's really cool when like characters like literally. I'm sure he's probably not as out there, or even if he is similar to his character, I think that's cool. But I just love how you go in there, and I'm sure the whole auditioning process with going out for the role. I'm sure he just went in there and just did his thing, and he was like himself. And if not, I think that's cool that he was able to I would say exaggerate who he is for that character. So I think it's really cool when it's kind of close to home. So.
Yeah, no, and like I said, he's a great performer. So he definitely has presence and poise and stuff, and he's really great. So they shoot Modern Family here in LA. So I seen Sofia Vergara out and about town. Actually, I saw the paparazzi before I saw her, but she's a pretty normal lady. So. I think
somebody was coming.
That's right. Well, I've got one piece of news that's a little bit of I would normally do I guess a prediction, but it's not a prediction since I'm reading it right here on Twitter, and that's that Ellen Barkin is going to guest star on an upcoming episode of Modern Family. And she is.
So who's Ellen Barkin?
Ellen Barkin is an actress who was in a whole bunch of things, really, but she was in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. She's this kind of sultry older woman. She was in Ocean's 13, 12, one of the Oceans.
I lost
13
count after 11.
Yeah, she's at Ocean's 13. She's this older sultry blonde woman who was actually in the news recently because she got harassed by the NYPD. So she took to tweeting very badly about them. She was in The Sea of Love with Al Pacino, The Fan, Brooklyn's Finest, just a whole bunch of movies.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it's got just like really full lips and just kind of really sultry, and I think she's kind of ripe for. She's one of those character actors that I think will be really ripe for parody. Like that you can make fun of, and you can she can really kind of play up her sexiness in a really fun way. So I'm looking forward to seeing her. So I guess now is the time to maybe do some predictions, some looking into the crystal ball and into the future of what we think.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Predictions. So Ruba, I'm going to let you make your first prediction. What do you think is in store for our Modern Family? What's some stuff that you see maybe coming up? Maybe a plot line, or maybe even something that you'd like to see a little bit more that you saw in this episode that you'd like to see a little bit more of in the future?
You know what? I would love to see some really chaos between the lovely, beautiful trophy couple. I would love to see them, kind of go through a tiff where they're almost sort of kind of on the verge of parting ways, and some young Latin or Italian stud comes their way and totally shakes things up between the two. I think that would be pretty amazing. Some new neighbor that's I don't know, pool boy or something.
Right.
Totally shakes up things. I think that would be pretty epic, honestly.
Well, one of my favorite things was the very last scene of the regular show, which was where where Cam couldn't take his eyes off of Benjamin Bratt, and he's just like, stop staring at him, and he's got his head turned, but he's still looking at him with the eyes. So yeah, I could see that would be fun and not too serious. We don't actually want to break them up, but yeah, just a little.
We definitely don't want to break them up because we love them as a couple, but just kind of shake things up. That happens in relationships, so why not throw it on the show?
Yeah, or something that happens in a lot of couples is maybe just there's just sometimes just the spark. The flame dims a little, and so maybe we could just see something where they get pulled they're attracted to some aspect of someone else, and maybe the other person kind of dresses sexy or does something, candles or something to kind of really try to re-spark the romance, because that once again, right? That's not necessarily a gay thing. That's a couple thing. It's over time. That happens.
You have the flame, dwindles, and you have to, rekindle that flame. So, it happens in all kinds of relationships. So why not let's see that part of the relationship?
That's right. I think that would be great. That would be
that would be great.
That would be really funny. So I want to see. They hinted at this earlier in the season, and in this episode, Claire. Who is Phil's wife? She didn't really have a big role in this episode. She was just kind of just like shh, don't Phil is fine. She actually I almost feel like she didn't even leave like the front two rooms. She didn't leave like the front room or the kitchen of this episode. So maybe right. I'd like to see her. They alluded to it earlier in the season that she was going to run for city council or for community board or for something. So I'd like to see them come back to that plot line.
I think that would be so funny because Claire already, she was a wild one when she was younger. So
right.
I would love to see her run for city council, and then they'll bring up something like really ridiculous that she did when she was a teenager, or something crazy to kind of like throw her off guard and try to stop her from continue to run. So I think that would be.
Oh, you mean like a scandal, like a scandal from her past comes back to haunt her.
Now. Everyone loves a scandal, especially when you're running from some sort of like political figure or some public figure. I think that would be super funny.
I think that would be great. Yeah, especially if it's like nothing too serious, but she's like the other. But how like sometimes like especially now you see like the presidential race where people bring up and they start hammering this one thing, and you're like, well, what's the big deal? Like but it's like within that world, it's a big deal. Within that little community, it's a big deal. So that'd be great if they could just blow out something that's really kind of insignificant, but make it seem like a really big deal. You're right.
Yeah,
I think that would be hysterical.
We'll be like, what's the big deal? But they're like, and what about that time that you licked that lollipop the way you did?
That's right. That's right. We have video of you being all sensual at the the Halloween carnival or something. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, that would be hilarious.
That would be awesome. Cool.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
nice,
listen,
Mario.
Yeah, this was awesome. I'm really looking forward. I'm looking forward to having you come in the studio and meet you finally face to face, and just really fleshing out the rest of the season of Modern Family, because you're a fun guy. This is gonna be a good time.
I don't think you're ready, Mario. I don't.
Oh, I'm not ready? Uh-oh. Okay, then I need.
He's not ready.
I gotta hit the gym then this week. I gotta get ready. I gotta start running so I could get up to speed with you.
It's a new year. I really need to get in the gym.
It's a new year. I know. Enough. Well, I was just thinking how it's it's the beginning of the year and you have so many good intentions, so many resolutions, things that like I'm gonna do, and it's like and then something happens.
And then they dwindle by like Saturday.
Yep.
And I'm like,
by Saturday, not by March, by Saturday. Nice.
That's so bad, but that's just what happens.
That's how it goes. All right. Well, we'll try to keep.
America.
Yeah. Right. Do you have anything you want to plug? Is there anything you're working on? Anything you want to direct people to? Is there?
Just make sure you guys follow me on Twitter, which is @IAM Ruba's and you guys can hit me up on my official site, which is rubasworld.com. You can find me on Facebook, which is Ruba's World. So I had so much fun. Mario, you are the best. I cannot wait to see you next week. And
thank you. Yes. Likewise, we're gonna have a lot of fun. This is gonna be a good time. So yeah, you can follow me on Twitter as well, Cine Mario. That's CINE Mario, and as well as my production company, Pinchy Pictures. We actually have a trailer up for a web series that we're going to be doing called Hollywood or Bust. So you could just YouTube Hollywood or Bust trailer. I actually just saw the final cut today. It looks really good. So we're going to have that up and running soon. And then I'm also performing stand-up next Wednesday at the El Cid restaurant and nightclub here in in LA. So if anyone's around, it's going to be an 8 o'clock show. Going to be a bunch of hot comedians, some dinner, some drinks. Who knows? Maybe dancing and other unmentionable things afterwards. So
nice. I will be there.
Awesome. Thank you, Ruba. Well, it's great talking to you, and we will see you next week. AfterBuzz TV Modern Family. Join us next week or whenever the next new episode is, and we will talk some more. But thank you so much, Ruba. You're the best, and I'll see you soon, okay?
And real quick, guys, I do want to say we've been teasing our website for the longest time.
Ooh.
It is it's 95% there. There's a few changes we're going to finish up on Monday, but for the most part, it's there. Over the weekend, we will populate it with all the information that's necessary. If you for an example, none of our hosts are there. We're gonna put them on there. So, by the way, Ruba, send me your bio. See, I made it public, so you got to do it now, right, Ruba?
I will. So you guys make sure you guys check it out.
Exactly. And so, because we did our part for you guys have been asking for the website. We wanted to deliver you an amazing website. It took a little bit longer, but we feel the product's better. And so now you have to do your part, people. You got to tell your friends. You got to spread the word of AfterBuzz.
Sweet. Facebook.
Exactly. It's completely free to you, free to your friends, unless you want to charge them. But hey, shame on you if you do, because we're not charging them. So please support our fans, support our hosts, support the network. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Buzz you later.
See you, Ruba.
See you, Mario. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.